Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Math 10 C, Chapter 1, Section 5, Volume of a Pyramid and Cone, Part 2. Now here we're getting into the nastier questions. This cone has a volume of 564 cubic centimeters. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. With a diameter of 14 centimeters. What's the height of the cone? Right? So, volume 1/3 pi r squared h. So, we're asked to solve for h. Now, what's the radius? Well, the radius will be 7 centimeters. So standard trick, read the question. Note, I did give you a picture, but I didn't label the sides. All right, so that you got to be careful about. So 564 centimeters cubed equals 1/3 pi times 7 centimeters squared times height. So solving this, not that one, sorry. 1 divided by 3 times pi times 7 squared is 51.3. So 564 centimeters cubed equals 51.3 centimeters squared times height. And how do we get rid of times 51.3? We divide both sides by 51.3. So height is 564 divided by my answer, 10.99, which works out to be an 11 centimeters. Okay. Now that's almost as nasty as I can get. And I hear they're going, almost? Well, here's the nasty one. Determine the volume of a pyramid with a side length of 5 centimeters and slant height of 10. This is about, well, this is not good because I've given you S and the length. Now, here, and I haven't given you a picture. So, 5. Now, I didn't tell you what the other side length is. That's a problem. You can assume it's a square. Actually, it's better to ask Mr. Sutton because this is a very badly worded question. It could be a rectangular pyramid, and I forgot to give you the other number, or it's square, and I forgot to say square. But either way, you can't solve it as written. So I have to tell you, oops, it's a square pyramid. That makes it a really nasty question. All right, anyway. And I gave you the slant height of 10. Which means you got to figure out the height, because volume is 1/3 area base. Oh, sorry. On the formula sheet, they went 1/3 length times width times height. Sorry, wrong formula. My bad. Use the same formula, not the one you learned when the dinosaurs ruled the world. All right. So volume, length times width times height. So here, we have to figure the height. The slant height is 10, and how big is the base? Well, remember, the base is half the side length, so that should be 2.5. So a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Here's the other trick. .5 squared plus the height squared equals 10 squared. So this is 6.25 plus h squared equals 100. So the height square root of the height, sorry, height squared is 93.75. Now, I can't do that math in my head anymore. Square root my answer, 9.68. Okay. This is 9.68. What are my units? Centimeters. Oh, you poopy head. What happened there? Okay. So volume is 1/3, 5 centimeters times 5 centimeters times 9.68 centimeters. And I'm not doing that in my head. So 1 divided by 3 times 5 times 5 times 9.68, 80.6. So my volume of this pyramid is approximately 80.7 centimeters cubed. Okay? Now that's about as nasty as it gets, poorly worded, and no diagram. So I do expect you to be able to draw the diagram. Now notice I said nasty. There's one more version. Oh, come on, next page. What's the volume in square feet? Ah, poopy. Here I've given you the slant height, so you can calculate in inches, and all the dimensions are in inches, and I'm asking for final volume in feet squared. Got to change the units. Crap. All right, I mean poopy. So, once again, we got the slant height is 16, so I have to figure out the height here, and this base is going to be 7. Poopy, poopy, poopy. So, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Actually, pause the recording, come back, calculate the height, and we'll compare answers, okay? So pause the recording, let's figure out the height. Okay, I got a height of 14.4 inches. And note the height, the hypotenuse is 16, the long side, so having a height smaller than that makes sense. So I'm happy with that. Now, the formula, volume, 1/3 length times width times height. That's 1/3, 14 inches times 14 inches times 14.4. So I'm going to grab Mr. Calculator, and I'm going to try to move it over here if it will let me. Stay. Good. 1 divided by 3 times 14 times 14 times my answer, 14.4, gives me 939.98. That's 940. Now, inch times inch times inch is inches cubed. All right? Now, so far so good? Yes, but the question was, what was the volume in square feet? So what do? We have to convert this to square feet. It never ends. 940 inches cubed over x equals inches to feet. Now remember, we start with inches, so we write inches on top, and we write feet below because we want to end up in feet. So how many inches in a foot? 12 to 1. Now, since it's volume, inches cubed, we have to cube our conversion factor. And I cannot do that in my head, so 112 to the power of 3 is crap. It's 940 inches cubed over x equals a lot. 1728 inches cubed. Now 1 cubed is 1. So now I cross multiply. I get 940 inches cubed times 1 foot cubed equals 1728 inches cubed times x. Divide both sides by 1728 inches to 8. Come on. All right, don't let me write it out. What's your issue? Come on. All right, whatever. Give up. I'm trying to figure out this calculator, this board. All right, 940 times 1 divided by 1728 is 0.5454. 0.54. Okay. So 940 cubic inches is 0.54 of a cubic foot. And that's sometimes why we do unit conversions. 940 is a big number. 0.54 is much smaller, much easier to use. Anyway, that's as nasty as I can get. And if you guys got this, I'm impressed and happy. So grab the worksheet, start working on it. You got any questions, shoot me an email. Otherwise, good luck.